Welcome to the Real Deal Show. I'm Jason Suzuki, and here I got Raman and Dhillon. Thanks for coming onto the show, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in.
So just to get started, I see a lot of pictures here and see a lot of trucking, American Truck Show. Before we get there, I want to know, where did you get started? Were you born and raised here in the United States, or where were you born and raised?
No, I was born in India.
Okay.
And raised till 24.
Okay.
And then came to US, and the rest of my adult life is in US.
Oh, in the U.S. Now, from your childhood, did you get a lot of schooling, or how did that look? Who raised you, mother and dad?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, mom, dad, and then I did my degree in programming, and came to US, but never got a chance to pursue it.
Okay. How long was that programming? How was it in India?
It was a startup at the time. It was starting. It was not like what you got today. The languages I learned, and they are not even used, or they're not in popular demand right now.
What were some of the languages when you were
It's
going to school?
Fortran 4, C3, C++, those kind of languages.
Okay, and that was a year around what year was
89.
that? 89. Okay. What part of India?
Punjab.
Punjab, India. Okay. So you stayed there and then went to school there.
Yep.
Software developer.
Yep.
Okay. And then how did you make your transition over here to the U.S.?
So just came in over here for the better future, better life, and then just started over here as a convenience store clerk.
Okay.
And then never got a chance to pursue my software side of it. So went from convenience store clerk to insurance agent, and then from insurance agent started my own trucking company in 1996 in Bay Area.
So how long were you in the convenience store? How long were you working there for?
Probably maybe a few months.
Just a few months. And then how did you transition into the insurance sales? Was there someone that came in contact you? Was it a friend or a family member?
It was a friend who came in contact and told me that I can do that. So I took my license, jumped onto the company, and here we go.
How was the first day on the company? What were you learning? Like how was it? How was it back then?
It was all friends group, so everybody was helping everybody. It was like 5 of us in the same. Our sales manager was white, but all of us were all Indians. So we were just helping each other out.
Okay. And then how was the sales there? Were you doing on the sales side of the life insurance, or was it?
It was a sales and collection, so it was a debit company, so we would go people's home and collect money.
Okay, so you make the sales, and then
every
month
you go collect the money.
Go collect a totally different landscape than now.
Yeah, it was like, my book of business was like 600 plus clients. And then, every month you collect money from them. 25% of my book was mailing the money.
Okay.
Mailing the check, and rest of them you go collect yourself.
So how long did you say you were doing the insurance to build the book to 600?
No, it was, you get a book.
Oh, you got the book.
Yeah, you got the book, because in that company, it was not like you're building a book. You keep maintaining it, you keep adding on to it, but you get a certain amount of clients already in there, so that because you get percentage of the money you collect every month. So you get some, but then you keep on adding on it.
Did you like it?
It was fun.
What did you like about it? What was it about? Just
it was just go meet the people. You're nobody's behind your back boss, or you just drive your own car, just go around wherever you want to take a lunch. You could take a lunch, and
Because I guess it's pretty. We're coming from the convenience store to insurance. I guess the commonality there is people. I'm sure you had familiar faces coming in with the convenience stores. People got to know you, and it's a relationship business. In the insurance field. So from the insurance company, you started there, and then you made a shift to the trucking industry.
Yeah.
Who was there? Someone that you were involved with that got you in the trucking company?
Yeah, I was. It was not a trucking company. It was like a courier company, like a hotshot local delivery company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was like I was working for a company for 3 months, and then that company has some issues or problems within. One of the partner's wife came up to me and said, "You want to be a partner? Okay. You want to start your own company? Okay."
Okay.
And next day, there you go. Within a week, we started our own company with, our little cars and pickups. And that's it.
And what was it? A delivery?
It was a courier company, what you call like a
Okay.
courier company, like a local delivery company within 50-mile radius in Bay Area.
Okay, so in the Bay Area. Okay, so when you came over, you were staying in the Bay Area.
No, I was staying in Fresno.
You're in Fresno.
Yeah.
So
So 1996, when I stopped working for insurance, then I moved to Bay Area.
Oh, okay.
For 4 years, I stayed in Bay Area and then came back to Visalia.
Okay, so you were the insurance for how many years? You said
3 years.
3 years, and then you got into this company,
For 4 years.
which was the carrier business.
Yeah.
Okay, but before you started that, you'd partnered. You were working with them.
Yeah.
For a couple months, and then that's when you were offered that. So it
Yeah.
was offered.
It was offered.
It came.
I talked to my wife and I said, okay, well, it looks like it's a $5,000 investment. So it's a first business we're going to start in U.S. So maybe it's just a class, like just take a class for $5,000 and let's see where it goes. But the company went very well. We went from 0 assets, 0 employees, to 1.5 million in sales within a year and a half, and with 8 trucks, 5 trucks, 3 vans, and about 27 employees.
Okay, and you guys had that for how long?
4 years.
4 years, and did you guys sell it?
Yeah, I sold it in 2000.
Okay, so entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So from there, you had to do something else. You don't
Yeah.
seem like a guy that sits still.
Yeah, no, so from there I just moved down to Visalia.
Okay.
And so Visalia was the choice because we got a Porta subs over there.
Okay.
We purchased Porta subs, Visalia, over there where the previous Costco was, Mooney and Caldwell.
Yeah.
So we bought the Porta subs over there, the first Porta subs, and then for like 1 year, we purchased the second unit at Chenoweth and Noble.
Okay.
And so when we were purchasing the second unit, we won the award for Rookies of the Year award in Porta subs, and so we were the first franchisee in their 31 history at that time who got awarded with the second unit in the second year. Otherwise, they take 3 years before they will give you the third unit or second unit.
I would say a great rookie. You started the carrier business 5 years
Yeah.
in sales, 1.something million in sales. You went to a totally, completely other industry, Porta subs. Now, what got you into Porta subs? Was it your research, or did someone contact you again?
No, it was just a research. It was just like, we wanted to come back into the valley, wanted to start something, wanted to do something. So, for wife too, she can work and I can work. So it was like kind of like we were thinking about buying a Subway. And one of my friend, he called me, old days when we used to do the debit company, used to go to his store and, chill over there. So he called me, he said, why are you getting a Subway? Why don't you get a Porta subs? I said, I don't know what Porta subs is.
Yeah.
He said, okay, why don't you come to my store? I have one and have a lunch. So that one sandwich, one lunch changed our mind and we turned into Porta subs.
Oh, wow. So he had a Porta subs.
Yeah.
And so he told you, he encouraged you.
Yeah, he encouraged me to have a lunch.
And
I went in, I ate their one sandwich and that's it. And then, I bought, then the second store we purchased was a rundown store. First two was an absentee owner. So it got a double-digit increase all the way, And then the second store we were trying to buy, and the same thing, that rundown store, absentee owner was ready to shut down the store.
Oh, okay.
And so we put an offer for 120 and 110, and the owner said, I can't sell you less than 1 penny less than 120. I said, okay, well then keep it. And then after like 10 months, the store was ready to close, and the corporate called me and they say that, hey, you want to buy the store? I said, no, I'm not going to pay him the price. He said, no, you don't need to pay the price. Just pay $20,000. So I paid $20,000 and got that store.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it went from 120
to $20,000
to 20,000.
within 10 months. So I made my $10,000 a month. Anyway. Yeah, it was fun that, when that was happening, and then the third store came, we purchased in Visalia Mall.
So you always had like a growth mindset. You know, some people have one successful, whether it's Porta subs or one business, and they be okay with it. They have a life around that. But no, you had one, you had two. You were really ambitious.
Yeah, then we became like for the corporate, we became like these people can revive the store, because the second store we took over was a double-digit increase, and it was like the sales were going through the roof.
Now, what do you think you did? What did you see in that business that what you applied to make it? What was it that
It was just be there and happy with the customer, nice with the customer, do what you're supposed to do. That's it. I mean, it's not a rocket science. It's just basics.
be there for the customer, have them a good experience?
Yeah. I mean, we have customers in Visalia. When we bought the third store in Visalia Mall, that was up for sale for $245,000. So I told my wife, I said, no, that's too much for a deli business, you know. So I'm not going to spend that much. And within like 3 months, I got a call from a corporate saying, take over that store. I said, no, I'm not going to pay you just pay 45. So
So obviously there's another element. It's not just crunching numbers that makes something successful. It's really just like you said. It's not rocket science. Just be human, make the customers happy.
just do what you're supposed to do and you'll be fine. And then while we were doing the stores, you know, and then my friends from Bay Area kept on calling me, hey, you know what, the mortgage business is going so good, you know. And I said, well, you know, if it is going good, then, you know, they start sending me checks, broker checks, like $5,000, $10,000. I said, shit, man, who's going to pay for doing a loan? He said, no, this is good business. So why don't you get into it? So I found a person that who gave me a 2-day class and make me a broker.
Okay.
So I paid him $5,000. He taught me for 2 days. I came back home and I got my badge. I'm a broker. So then I was making sandwiches on the line and telling people that, hey, I'm a loan broker too. So if you want a loan, then talk to me.
And did you get some clients that way?
I started in 2001, and till 2002, by the end of 2002, I left Porta subs to my wife, and I, you know, kind of like I was running from the back of the Porta subs, and one day a lady showed up and she said, hey, you're a broker. I said, yeah. So we want to work for you. Okay. So they brought one processor and 4 agents. I ran out and I rented office, 9 offices, and then opened up our office. And so that's how the Prime Star Lending started.
Oh, so that's how
The lending company
at a
started.
Porta subs. Now, when you switched that Prime Lending, did you sell the Porta subs or you still kept it?
No, that continued.
So you continued.
Yeah.
Is it still continuing?
No.
Okay.
No. So that continued, and then I started the lending business. So lending business, you know, the first couple came in, they taught me, they screwed me for $3,000, but they taught me how to do things, because I didn't know shit. I didn't even have my own house yet.
Yeah.
And I was doing loans for people. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
But I started learning. I started catching up and taking classes and learning and seminars and banks and all that. So by 2005, you know, I was over $2 million in payroll.
Wow.
So I had 29 agents.
So you started when you went over to the Prime Lending. You started with what, one processor?
Yeah.
And how many agents?
We had 4 agents. That's just like came just in my lap.
And from there,
you
grew it.
Yeah, you grew it.
And then you grew it to you said around that time to how many?
2005. You know, I mean, I was like around 2 million in payrolls, and you know, 27, 28 people working, and in actually 2007, we filed we got an offer from New York to buy us out.
Oh, really?
So
right before the crisis.
Yeah. So I kind of like, you know, got an idea that, hey man, somebody is trying to buy me out, so I do have potential.
Yeah.
So I said, no, you know what? I'm not going to do that. So we filed our application to become a bank.
Oh, okay.
So our application was through. We hired underwriters. We did all the, you know, things that needs to get done. And then this 2008 hit, and everything crashed. And so
you were actually going into being a bank. You got the lending, and you're in the
so we
the
were
process
becoming
of
a bank.
A bank.
Yeah. So in that meantime, in 2001, I started the lending business. In 2002, I started a trucking company. that while everything else was going on.
So while you were doing the lending, you were getting into the trucking.
Yeah, so we
the trucking,
started-
not the carrier, it's the trucking industry.
It's a long haul trucking
Okay.
industry. Yeah. So we started Prime Link Express, so which is still working today. Still, I'm not the owner now, but it's still a friend of mine and cousin. They run it right now. So we started with 4 trucks, scaled down to 1 in 2007-8. Now we got 150.
150. Nice. And then you were with them for how long? With the Prime?
Prime Link I started in 2002, and I transferred the company in 2013.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
And also in the middle, I started auto body shop.
an auto body shop. So the lending, so you had the lending, and then, so it crashed, but so the lending was no more.
No.
And then they had the trucking
So
company.
lending actually took everything with it, because lending was the main driving force, main money maker. So stores,
But during-
one store we sold it, the Caldwell one. The another 2 we have to shut down in 2009.
But during that time, you said you had that trucking company. You started that trucking company, right? Okay. So
But I was not actively working. My brother was taking care of it.
okay, but you're still getting income off that. So when that
No.
went down,
No income.
no income at the trucking.
Yeah.
Okay. So from there, trucking, and then after that, you said you had something else coming on?
So after that, lost everything. In 2008, came zero and lost my house, lost my everything, and then started from scratch again. Bought a $40,000 truck, got my license, and started driving.
Oh, okay.
So I drove 48 states for 4 years.
For 4 years.
Uh-huh.
So you had all that. You did all that. You got the lending company, making the payroll up to the million sales, and when everything crashed, it crashed.
Yep.
And you said, all right, well, 40,000 for one truck, and you started with that.
Started driving again.
Okay.
So then I opened my own company, new company.
Trucking company.
Yeah, new
Euro.
company, Omni Transport.
Omni.
And then from there we started, and then for 4 years I learned about the trucking industry because I knew the inside, and now I know the outside driving. So I kind of like understand that where we are going. So I went out and we saw the need that there's a gap between the mainstream trucking industry, our Punjabi trucking industry. There's a gap in between that where, it's a kind of like information gap. So I thought that there's a good idea to go ahead and jump into and do a Punjabi trucking magazine. So that's the time when we started this PT, Punjabi Trucking Magazine.
Oh, you mean like a communication?
Like a
language?
paper.
Like a language gap, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we started the magazine, and then while I was driving, we started, and then I was distributing and selling and doing everything while I was driving from LA to Seattle. So I was doing it in between, and so when magazine picked up, then I gave up trucking. So jumped full time into a magazine, which again, in 2012-13 we started a magazine, and in 2014 we started the trucking show, because then we thought that there's trucking show all over in US. There's a trucking show in Vegas. Why there's not a trucking show in Fresno? Because we one day in Kentucky we went to one of the biggest truck show in US, and we calculated the trucks pass through I-70 through Louisville, Kentucky. And then we came back and we started counting trucks passing through Fresno. We have 10 times more trucks pass through Fresno than Louisville, Kentucky. Why Louisville, Kentucky has a biggest show and we don't? So then we started this in Fresno. And 2000, at that time, that show name was West American Truck Show. Okay. So with 2014, 15, and 16, until 2016, we were sold out on a space in Fresno Convention Center. We have no more space. So that's how this started.
Wow. So after you lost everything, $40,000, started your truck, went long haul for 4 years. During that time, you noticed that gap. You noticed, okay, well, there's a language gap, created a magazine, started getting into that business, started, kind of realizing, just by observation, I seen you saying in Kentucky, they have it there, why can't we do it here in Fresno?
Yeah, we did it.
And then you brought it to Fresno. Yep. 4 years, and then you said sold out on the convention, huh?
Yeah, we sold out the place. We don't have no more space to rent. So in that time, we started Punjabi trucking, and then we started Latino trucking. So Spanish magazine. So it's an English and Spanish bilingual magazine, Punjabi and English, and Spanish and English.
Okay.
And then we started Desi Lifestyle Indian Lifestyle magazine. So those ran those, everything went okay. And then, in 2017, my partnership broke. And those guys, they pulled, from Canada, they pulled out. And then I just got started on my own. So that's the time when we changed the name to American Trucking Show from West America Truck Show. And then we changed, this was Desi Trucking, DT, and then we changed it to Punjabi Trucking, PT.
Oh, okay.
And then this is my own brand now. All of them, they are my own brand.
These are all your own brand.
Yeah, so then we started, this is Punjabi Trucking. So this is the Punjabi Trucking 360 is my podcast. So I'm pretty much available on any platform you name, 20 plus platforms.
Okay.
It's available. And then Raman Dhillon show, we started, this is just a normal talking about the show. And then, in all this that we learned that, we don't have an association of our own. So I was preaching, talking to people. 2018, I got 6 of my friends came up and they say, hey, we love your idea. Here's the money. Go ahead and go start the association. So we started the association. We started with about 10 or 15 companies. Now we've got 2,400 companies.
And an association.
Yeah,
With
trucking
the
association.
Trucking Association.
So, in 2021,
So whose idea was the association? You said.
yeah, it was idea. You can say there's a lot of people floating with ideas. I was the one of them. So I was the one of them, so I threw it out, and guys, they understood, and they told me to go for it.
Okay.
So
You made it happen.
Made it happen, build bylaws, build it from all the way from scratch, website, events, everything. So just build it from scratch, and we were proudly in 2021 after the COVID. So we were part of Biden-Harris Trucking Action Plan.
Okay.
So we were invited to the roundtable with the Department of Transportation, with the Labor Department, with the FMCSA, with all of them right on the table.
Oh, wow.
So we got a seat on the table. So we have a presenting time, we have done all those things. And it was the first time that the minority associations, we were 3 minority associations, Real Women in Trucking, She Trucking Foundation, and NAPTA was one of the associations that were sitting right next to American Trucking Association, the biggest association and all the big shots. So we got that idea, we got that chance, and then we worked with the Biden-Harris administration to put together the plan, 14-point plan. And fortunately, in 2022, before our Fresno Truck Show in 22, I got a chance to go to White House and meet Mr. Biden.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was the flow.
That was the flow. And it seems like your foot is it's not stuck in the trucking industry.
No.
It's not just in the trucking industry. This is a big part of it. It's a big part of it.
Right now, we understood that, going around and doing different things in different areas is not going to do. You got to focus because, I'll say to everyone, who listens to your show, to stick to the core. I made a mistake when I was doing stores and lending and auto body and trucking. So don't do that. And one thing don't do, if you don't know the business, don't do that. So I learned in a hard way, but now I learned that, you got to stay with the core. So your core is trucking. So anything you do
revolves around trucking.
Trucking should be involved if you want to be successful and if you want to keep on going.
But you were successful in those other first couple of
I
stores.
was. It was, you can call it by luck or by chance or my determination to do that. Maybe that's why. But I won't recommend.
Because they were totally different industries.
It's totally different industries. And the biggest thing is this, that if you don't know, if you can't do it yourself, don't do it. I mean, a lot of people these days, they come in, they don't even have a driver license, the commercial license, and they want to open a trucking company. I tell them, no. If the driver left your truck somewhere on the freeway, how are you going to take it? How are you going to bring it home? You don't have a license. So they'll take advantage of you. So don't do if you can't do it yourself, don't do it.
Yeah, it's hard to be dependent on something. That's why you can do it yourself. You can do it yourself because you can control if you're out there in the sales or making it happen. But when you start being dependent on someone else,
Yep.
and they don't do their side,
And I have learned. I mean, in a mortgage business too. I mean, when I didn't knew what I'm doing, I got screwed up. Even in trucking, anywhere you go, any business you do. I mean, if you don't know how to do it yourself, then you get screwed up.
And
I can't go out and start acting in a movie. I'll get screwed up because I have to call KP then.
yeah. So you raised, I'm sure you lost money too in business.
Big time.
It's part of the business. We talk about the successes, but we have loss, and there's all losses as well. But like you say, you learn from them and you move on. So now with the trucking, you got that. We got the show. Is there anything else around it that you have going on?
Well, right now, we do drug testing. So drug testing is
part of it.
Part of the trucking, and then we do driver applications and drug testing. That's our core business right now.
Okay.
That's where we want to develop it. We're franchising it. So we have a location in Seattle. We have a location in Bakersfield and Indianapolis. Soon Fresno will be opening. So we started this business. We looked at it. And so we saw that there's a problem with these locations that who are running. They're not properly run. They're not properly done. So this time I used my programming degree, and I built my own program.
Oh, did you know the languages?
Not right now. So I hired now.
Yeah. But you knew the landscape.
I knew
understood
how it's going to work and how we need to put things together. So we wrote all our software, the backend, how to run our agency. So if we're selling a franchise
so it's like a proprietary product.
Yeah. So if we are selling a franchise and we are giving somebody option to run the location, we give them a full-fledged backend software so that they can run it efficiently.
Wow. That's nice. Now, if someone's wanting to get into that franchise, is there like a cost, like an idea of how much
there's
this costs?
There's approximate cost of $20,000 to start. And with $20,000, you'll be perfectly successful.
Okay. On top with the rent, you got to probably find a place for the renting and all that stuff.
Well, we keep that in mind and make sure that that part is covered. So we don't recommend to go out and go lavish place or this and that. You can go with the smaller place, maybe $1,000 a month. And the way we set up the things that the first day you open your door, the clients will start walking in, not even your advertising, not even a single dollar or single place, but the client will start walking in first day.
Okay, nice. That's a good place for a lot of people if they want to start with something, because a lot of times franchises are not at 20.
No.
Like when you had a Porta subs.
I mean, I have franchise. I was on the advisory board on a Porta subs corporate. So I did my president of the local co-op, and also I was representing the 30 stores on the advisory board as a national chain. Yeah. So I learned a lot about the franchising there. So, trying to apply that a little bit over here now.
I love that. So that's the core right now.
That's the core business, and the association is the core business. So we're doing the association. So show is also,
part of it.
So I got, somebody who's helping me on the show side of it. Rest everything is in front of you. I mean, I do live shows. I do live radio show every Thursday morning. That's transmitted on approximately 10 AM stations and web and YouTube and Facebook and you name it. So overall, it's like 500,000 people listen to it every Thursday morning.
Now, for the franchise, is it only for the people that you know, or is it open to people?
No, it's open to anyone.
Open to anyone. Okay.
It's a kind of like business that we're,
still
minimum investment, minimum, requirement for the taking a license and all that. And then, you can be your own boss, and, you can start making $5 to $10,000, give it a 6 months. And there's no other business out there that will recover your investment in 6 months to a year, but this will.
Okay, well, that's great. Now you have, so that's already set up. Is that ready for? That's ready for bringing in franchisees.
Yep.
Okay. From there, now with the American show, when's the next one?
So next one is September 14 and 15 in San Joaquin Fairgrounds in Stockton, California. So people, they can go americantruckingshow.com. And this time we are trying to incorporate ag and trucking together. So we are trying to bring in ag people as well. So, but the trucking is our core.
So when someone goes to the show, is there an entry fee, a ticket cost, or?
No, there's no ticket cost. It's free of cost to attend. Matter of fact, in 2015, we gave away 53-foot trailer. That big trailer.
Yeah.
So
giveaway?
Yeah. So $100 ticket. And you purchase a $100 ticket. If you win a $32,000 trailer. In 2016, we gave away 2 Harley Davidson motorcycles.
Oh, really? For a $100 ticket too?
No $100 tickets. It's just to attend the show.
Just to attend the show?
Enter, and you can win a Harley Davidson.
Are you guys going to do that this year?
That's what we are trying to do.
Okay.
We are working with the Harley Davidson to see that, if at least, if not 2, at least 1 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so just to attend, and you can just, when you register yourself online, and when you come to the show, you will get a ticket pre-printed, and then that ticket you can write your name and everything, but your number is going to be on there. Okay. So even though you don't write a name or anything, it still be your scanned. So you can drop it in. And
is this something that you can, a family can bring their kids? You guys are going to have a lot of different stuff there. It's not just you're only in trucking, you're only going to be a truck driver. That's only people that go in.
There's anybody who wants to understand the trucking industry, anybody who wants to do a trucking. We have Department of Transportation is over there. We have FMCSA over there. We have CHP over there. We have CARB over there. We have all the departments. They show up over there. They will bring the all kind of knowledge over there. You wanted to learn more about trucking. You wanted to buy a new truck. You wanted to anything to do with trucking. Wow. I mean, it's going to be there.
Nice. Anything else other than that trucking show, or is that's the biggest thing that you guys are getting ready? I'm sure it's a lot of work to get involved.
Yep.
What's your part in this? Are you just overseeing it? You got a lot of people taking care of a lot of the delegating all the other stuff, people who are attending the show?
No, it's just me right now.
Oh, it's just you?
Just me, and there's another person that I am trying to bring in.
Okay.
So they'll be looking at it.
So it's just you, and you got this all set up.
Last year in 2022, I did it myself.
Oh, really?
Just by myself. Yeah, KB.
How many attendees did you guys end up having?
5,000 to 6,000.
Wow, that's a great turnout. For just a one-man show, people were expected to be for it to be like a huge network of individuals working together, to get it together. So that's you going out there and working with the CHPs and talking to the different people and getting out together.
Yeah, see, that is the connections you made since I started the magazine. So connections you made while you are in the association, connections that you build over time. So now, once we announce them, send them an email, they'll just start coming in. Automatically, they'll just start jumping in.
Nice. So Raman Dhillon show is up here too. So you know what I think would be great is, hey, anyone that's out there that's want to learn more about business, he's got that franchise coming out. What would be the name of that?
It's drugtestingsites.com.
Drugtestingsites.com?
Yeah, it's a simple name.
And if someone's interested, I'm guessing they're going to be contacting you and talking to you?
Yep.
The man himself?
They can email us at info@drugtestingsites.com. So our brand is Prime Drug Testing. Okay. So actually, matter of fact, Prime is significant because since the first company I opened, a trucking company in Bay Area, so that was a Prime Time Express. And then we open up a sub shop. As I told you, Porta Subs. So we named this as Prime Subs. Okay. And then the lending company was Prime Star Lending. And the trucking company started in 2002. It was a Prime Link Express. And then in 2013, when I started the magazine, the company name was Prime Focus Media Group. And when I took over on my name, 100%, then was a Prime Time Multimedia, and now it's a Prime Drug Testing. So we kept Prime.
Oh man, that's great. that's the story across the whole time, huh?
Yeah.
So that's great. So that's for the franchise, and now the American show is coming up next.
Yep.
And if they want to get tickets for that or learn more about that, there's a website for that?
Yeah, americantruckingshow.com, and you just link over there. Should be coming up soon. for registering. So once you register, you'll get an email, you get a barcode ticket. So when you come to the show, bring that, scan it, and get your pass.
There you go. That's all we need to get things rocking and rolling. Well, Raman, it was a pleasure talking to you. And thank you for being on my show. You know, you have a
Thank you
shows
for
too.
coming in, man. I mean, it was interesting. I was talking to KP all the time, and I think it's a great idea. We can do things, you know, cross promote each other and help each other. You know, I mean, anytime you wanted to do anything on a trucking, reach out, and I'll be available.
No, great, perfect. Well, rocking and rolling.